Good afternoon, sophomores. Believe it or not, it's time to choose classes for junior year. And in front of you, you have a registration timeline that lays out the registration process here at West Seattle. Most of you are somewhat familiar with this. You guys all went through this last year, so this is not new to you. The big difference is this year we are going to be having you choose your classes online, which is really exciting. We're happy to offer that this year. So the registration timeline for this year for choosing classes for 2018-2019 is going to all happen through advisory. Today you are going to audit your transcript, and that's going to be today during advisory so that you can check your progress towards graduation and determine what classes you need to take in order to graduate, which of course will then inform what classes you need to register for junior year. On Thursday, you're going to watch a registration video that's going to show you how to access the course catalog. You're also all going to get a copy of an individual option sheet. So we still are asking you to fill out the option sheets. You're going to need to get a parent's signature on that. You're going to write down all of the classes that you're choosing for junior year on that option sheet, sign it, get a parent signature, and then the cool part is you're going to bring that option sheet to the computer labs this year. You're going to be meeting with your counselor in a small group of about 4 to 6 students, and you're going to register for your classes for junior year online, which is kind of cool. So still a similar timeline, but it's changing a little bit with respect to junior year. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the transcript audit portion of the lesson. You guys will have some time. I'm going to model for you how to audit your transcript, and then the rest of advisory, you guys will have time to complete this on your own. Very important that the transcript you get today and your academic history that you get today also comes with you to the lab on February 14th through the 16th. You guys will need to bring your transcript, your academic history, as well as your option sheet to the lab when we call you. So just like we used to call you in for your individual appointments, we'll now be calling you into the lab, but you still need to bring, again, your transcript, your academic history, and your option sheet, which you're going to get the transcript today in advisory. You're going to get the option sheet on Thursday. So let's go ahead and take a look at your transcripts. You guys should all have a copy of your individual transcript and academic history, as well as one of these, a 4-year plan for the class of 2020. So you should have a 4-year plan. You all have an individual academic history report, as well as an official transcript. Again, make sure all of these come to the lab with you when you come to register for your classes. All right, so I'm going to model for you how to audit your transcript. You guys did this last year, so hopefully for most of you, this is a review. You've done this before, but if not, I'm going to model it. So we're going to start writing our name at the top. So this is just a practice. Today's date is February 6th, 2018. All right, so if you look at this 4-year plan, we're going to start with this matrix over here. This matrix lists all of the courses that are required for high school graduation and then for admission to a 4-year college. So that's the difference between those two columns. So we're going to work through and check our progress towards that. So I want to use the academic history for this because it's a little bit easier to read, in my opinion. So if you want to pull out your academic history, we're going to go through, and starting with language arts, we're going to check what we've already completed. So this student, and this is an actual academic history, by the way, looks like I completed honors language arts 9A, 9B last year, so I'm going to check done with both of those. And then for LA 10, of course, I'm currently in sophomore English, so I just finished that class. Of course, you guys don't have final grades quite yet, but since it's not showing on my transcript, academic history, I'm going to check that I still need that. But anything that's in progress right now, I'm going to star. So I'm currently taking sophomore English, of course. All right, for LA 11, of course, I need that. That's what I'm going to register for next year. And then LA 12, I will need to take as a senior. All right, and then World History 1, 2, and 3. Most of you should have had World History 1 and 2 as ninth graders, which on the academic history I have here and here. I took that last year, made a B+ and an A-, so done with those. And then we're going to assume, for the sake of my example, that I have not had World History 3 yet, but I just started it this semester. So I'm going to check that I still need that, but again, star it because it's in process. And I'll zoom in on that. All right, moving on down, U.S. History. That is the social studies class that all 11th graders take, so that's what you guys will be signing up for today. So, of course, I still need that. American Government, that is senior year. I'll take that. For math, in this example, I took Algebra 1 last year as a ninth grader and passed both semesters, so I have a full credit of math. I still need at least 2, if not more. You'll see this asterisk at the bottom. Most colleges want to see 4 years of math. So for those of you planning to enroll in a university right after high school, pretty good idea to be taking math every year of high school, even though you only need 3 credits to graduate. So I definitely know I'm going to at least register for A math next year, and I'll probably want to have 3 more years. All right, and then for science, I've had a full year of bio last year. I had A's both semesters, so full credit here. Again, you'll notice 2 years of science are required to graduate, but 3+ are recommended for college admissions. So in my example, I'm going to assume that I'm currently taking chemistry, so I'm going to check that I still need at least another year. I'm going to star that because I'm currently taking chem, so I might want to register for science next year. We'll see what else I need first. All right, health, most of you should have taken that last year, as well as at least 1/2 credit of personal fitness. Yep, that's right here. So I'm going to check 0.5 for PE because you need a credit and a half. Most of you should have 0.5 by this point. I still need 1 more credit of PE. Keeping in mind that you can waive PE if you play a sport for West Seattle, if you're interested in that option, talk to a counselor. Fine arts, a full year is required to graduate as well as for college. And I have not taken any art yet, so that's something to keep in mind. I've had no art. I want to get at least a year of art in at some point. CTE, and you guys know CTE classes are anything in the tech, baking and pastry, graphic design, photography, woodworking, computer science. Those electives are all considered CTE, as well as many others. You need to have a year and a half of CTE to graduate. I haven't had any yet. So here's where, as rising juniors, you guys are going to need to start kind of making some decisions about how you want to allocate your remaining credits in terms of what you want to sign up for next year. All right, for language, I took Spanish 2 last year, passed both semesters. We're going to assume for today that I'm currently taking Spanish 3 because I really enjoy it. I also know I need at least 1 more year for college. And then for electives, again, I tell students not to worry so much about getting a certain number of elective credits. It's more that I need to make sure to get to 21 by the end of my year. So if you're looking at your credit summary over here, you'll see as of right now, you all should have about 6 credits. So I'm going to put 6 done here, and then of course that means I still need 15. Okay, so we have an idea of what classes we need for graduation and what to register for. So let's really just check in on our test scores, see how we're doing with our assessments. And you can find these on your academic history report. All of the additional state requirements are in this box right here. It's also on your transcript in the state requirements box here. So in this example, Looks like I have not met my English or math. I have met science. Don't panic if you haven't met English and math. Most of you haven't even had a chance to try those tests yet. So for most of you, you'll probably check you have not passed English, you have not passed math. A good number of you probably have already passed your science assessment. You took your bio EOC last year, and I have met it in this example, so check for that. And then community service hours, this is not something that's going to show on your transcript necessarily, but you will need to have at least 60 hours by the time you graduate. So I've done, let's say maybe 15, just try to keep your own record of those. So 15 service hours by this point. And then Washington State history, this is a requirement that all of you should have taken and passed in 8th grade. Let's see. And it actually looks like this student did not. So you'll see it, Washington State history right here, not met. So I'm going to check no. And we do have opportunities for you to take and pass that class here at West Seattle. If that's something you need more information on, please see your counselor. We can help you to meet your Washington State history requirement by the time you graduate. All right, so now we're going to take all of the information from our matrix over here and sort of plug it into our 4-year high school plan. Just for the sake of time, I'm not going to fill in 9th and 10th grade. You can if you'd like. What's really most important is that you have an idea of what you're going to register for as a junior, and you fill this box out because that will help you to complete your option sheet on Thursday. So I'll go ahead and do the 10th grade box. So in this example, let's assume that I'm probably taking honors LA 10 because I took honors last year and did well. I'm taking World History 3 right now. On the other half of that, we're going to assume I am taking a PE class, so I'll say maybe team sports here. And then for science, I'm taking chemistry. It's a year-long class, of course. For math, I'm taking geometry. And then I believe I said I was taking Spanish 3. And that's, of course, a year-long class. And then let's also assume that I am on yearbook staff this year, which that counts for CTE credit. So I'm taking yearbook here. All right, so now I'm looking at 11th grade, and I'm thinking I probably want to move forward with AP Lang for next year because I've taken honors both years and done pretty well. For U.S. history, I'm not as strong in history. I'm not taking honors. I'm not taking AP, I'm sorry, this year. So I'm just going to take regular next year. That's going to be a full year. For math, after geometry comes Algebra 2. So I'm going to sign up for Algebra 2 for my math class. For science, I'm maybe going to take a break from science. I've had my 2 years for graduation. I might maybe take it as a senior, but right now I'm not super passionate about science. I might maybe try to put in some more of my grad requirements for junior year. So taking a look at what I still need, I definitely still need some more PE, and I'm going to try to finish that up next year. So I'm going to take weight training. I'm also definitely going to chip away at some of my fine art requirements because I haven't had any of those classes yet. So I'm going to sign up for maybe interest in ceramics. And I also might want to give theater a try. So 2 art classes. And then I still need some CTE, maybe some foreign language. I've actually maxed out at Spanish 3, so I get to pick the rest of my classes. So I'm going to do yearbook, that's all year, and then I still have room for one more semester elective and another year-long elective. Don't feel like you guys have to make that decision today. you really probably won't be able to make that decision until you have the course catalog in front of you, because you'll be able to look at the offerings, look at all the course descriptions. So it's okay if you don't leave today with everything completely planned out, but we do want you guys to have an idea of what classes you want to select, because on Thursday, when you get your option sheets, you are basically going to plug in everything that we've written down here onto your option sheet. And then you guys will need to take that home and have a parent sign and bring that back in time for your last appointment starting February 14th. All right, so now you guys know how to audit your progress towards graduation and choose your class for junior year. If you have time during advisory today, you guys can go ahead and sort of map out what 12th grade year would look like as well, if you want to start allocating some more of these grad requirements and figure out how you're going to get them in there. You can absolutely do that. You can also check at them. If you know what you want to do after high school, go ahead and indicate that here. It's okay if you don't know yet. We have advisory today, and you guys have the rest of the period to complete these on your own. Please see your counselor if you have any questions about your transcript or specific situation, and then we will see you back on Thursday for the second part of this lesson. Good luck.